Previously, we have discussed the major branches of Islam and how Islam got divided into the sects of Shia and Sunni. Now, we will get deep into the founder of the most common Shia sect, Twelver or the Jafari Shia. Imam Jafar was the founder of Jafari school of thought. In chronological order, Imam Jafar was the first compared to the other Sunni Imams. He was the teacher of Sunni Imams, Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Malik. Imam Jafar was born in 700 CE, 68 years after the death of Prophet Muhammad. He was in Madinah under Umayyad Caliphate. He was the son of Imam Baqir, who was the fifth Imam of the 12 Shia. Jafar was the great son of the companion of Prophet Ali Ibn Talib. In his 30s, he inherited the position of Imam from his father and turned out to be the sixth Imam of the 12 Shia. His mother was the descendant of the Abu Bakr. He was the first Shia Imam to be the descendant from both the Abu Bakr, the first ruler of the Rashidun Caliphate, and Ali, the first Imam and the fourth ruler of the Rashidun Caliphate. Jafar, throughout his life, stayed away from politics, like his father did. He was an influential person and was respected by the nobles of that time. During his life, he received many requests for support from the rebels. He turned down all the requests. He was 50 years old when the Umayyad Caliphate was overthrown by the Abbasid Caliphate. He never played a part in the Abbasid rebellion against the Umayyad. He stayed out of the uprising of Zaydis who gathered around his uncle, who supported the Mu'tazilites and the traditionalists of Madinah and Kufa. He also awaited the request of the throne with the assistance from others. He said that even though he, as a designated Imam, was the true leader of the Ummah, he would not press his claim to the Caliphate. Due to his neutrality, he was able to survive both the caliphates. During Abbasid era, he was called on by the Caliph Mansur many times, but he was able to prove his innocence. Towards the end of his life, he was subjected to some harassment by the Abbasid caliphs. The governor of Medina was instructed by the caliph to burn down his house. To cut his ties with his follower, he was also watched closely and occasionally imprisoned. Through these trials, Imam Jafar appears to have continued his scholarship and remained an influential teacher in his native Medina and beyond. Imam Jafar started to teach freely in schools at the time when Abbasid Caliphate was at its initial stages. At that time, the central authority was weak, so he was able to teach the students freely. He taught more than 4,000 students. Managing a school of this size was a difficult task. Among his students were Imam Abu Hanifa, the founder of Hanafi school of thought, and Imam Malik, the founder of Maliki school of thought. He faced various accusations that his school was used by the rebel groups to conspire against the government, but that were false accusations against him. Imam Jafar Sadiq was a great scholar of his time. He was widely respected by the Sufis, Sunnis, and the other Shia sects. He was so admired by the Sunni scholar that his pupil, Imam Malik, quoted him as the truthful Jafar. Jafar's legacy was esteemed by all the sects, but the Twelvers are the one who accepted and promoted his school of thought. Twelvers are also called Jafari Shia because they follow the school of thought of the Imam Jafar Sadiq. Jafari school of thought focused on reasoning, the akal, compared to the use of analogy, the qiyas, by the Sunni Imam. Qiyas is to measure one thing in terms of others, while akal means to use logical reasoning in dealing the matter. Imam Jafar denounced the personal opinion and qiyas. In hadith that the Jafar Sadiq has said, "We are the people well grounded in knowledge and we are the ones who know how to interpret it." In his book, his pupil asked the Imam how legal disputes within the community should be solved and whether one should take such cases to the ruler and his judges. Jafar Sadiq replies in the negative, saying that those who take their dispute to the rulers and their judges get only unlawful decisions. Instead, Jafar recommends an unofficial system of justice for the community and that the disputants should turn to those who relate to our hadiths. By this, Jafar meant that the dispute should be dealt with by the Imam of that time. Al-Sadiq adopted taqiyya as a defensive tool against the violence and threats that were directed against him and the Shias. Taqiyya says that it is acceptable to hide one's true opinion if by revealing them one puts oneself or others in danger. After the death of Imam Jafar, his followers got divided while choosing the next Imam. Some chose Imam Ismail, the elder son of Imam Jafar, as their next Imam. Those people were called Ismailis and they created their own sect inside the Shia Imam. The rest of the followers of Imam Jafar chose Imam Musa as their seventh Imam. No major divisions occur in Shiaism from 8th to 12th Imam, whom majority of the Shia 12 were considered to be the Al-Mahdi. Among the sects which separated from the majority, only Zaidi and the Ismaili continue to exist today. That's all from today's episode. Thank you for watching the video till then. If you haven't watched the previous episode and are willing to watch it, the link to the playlist is available in the description.